An Ivy League College Guide. Chapter 1. The Ivy League is a myth of superiority because all accredited colleges are the same. The Ivy League colleges. The Ivy League was originally a football conference made up of 8 college teams from the Northeast. Brown.edu, Columbia.edu, Cornell.edu, Dartmouth.edu, Harvard.edu, Pennsylvania, UPenn.edu, Princeton.edu, Yale.edu, Stanford.edu, unofficial 9th Ivy League school. These 8 schools were originally all men's schools, so several girls' schools developed around them to make for a male and female Ivy League. Barnard.edu, Bryn-Mawr.edu, Holyoke.edu, Radcliffe.edu, now part of Harvard. Smith.edu, Vassar.edu, now co-ed. Wellesley.edu. The men's schools are all co-ed now, but some of the women's ones are still female only. The Ivy League. Brown University, Columbia University, Cornell University, Dartmouth College, Harvard University, Princeton University, University of Pennsylvania, Yale University, the Little Ivy League, Amherst College, Bates College, Bowdoin College, Colby College, Connecticut College, Hamilton College, Haverford College, Middlebury College, Swarthmore College, Trinity College, Tufts University, Wesleyan University, Williams College. Over time, the Ivy League evolved to become the collective term for these 8 schools, presumably the elite of the country because they're among the oldest universities where most of leaders of the past went and have a mystique about being elite schools where only the best of the best go. This supposedly leads to a kind of elite club in the world of work upon graduation, both with Ivy League graduates getting the best jobs because they're presumably superior to others from other schools, and the alumni of these schools, who are now leaders in the world, taking care of their own, so to speak, giving jobs and breaks to people who come from their alma mater. This is all a myth because from an accredited institution you'll generally get the same education regardless of school. There's no one packet of professors anywhere on the planet more enlightened than any other packet at another school. Professors come down to individual differences, there are good and bad in every bunch, and you, as a student, determine your likability of a professor by how much you like him or her and vice versa. So regardless of where you go, it's always just about that little circle of people you interact with. There's no such thing as a valid blanket statement saying that one university is superior to another or all the professors in any department are all great, because it's all about individuals and your relationship with them. Besides, nobody can agree on the standards which make up a good school or good professor. Some say it's student-teacher ratio, the personability of the teacher, the amount of money they spend on research, what kind of research they do, the marks which could all be inflated grades, etc. Some schools hype themselves up to get rated highly in the few national college rankings done every year by United States News, World Report, Consumer Reports, and a few other organizations. These days I would hope the mystique of the Ivy League is gone and people in the know would realize it's just an overhyped, overpriced brand, much like that certain brand of running shoe which is no different than any other running shoe. Just because it's an academic institution doesn't make it any different from any for-profit corporation. Universities are for-profit corporations these days, and all the good publicity they can get, the better. I've even heard someone call it misleading advertising because this perception of these universities being superior is just that. Besides, most enlightened people teach themselves regardless of where they go to school. For my money, I say don't waste the money going to a supposedly elite college. Get your degree, from any accredited institution, then prove yourself where it really matters, out in the world of work. The Ivy League uses legacy in its admission process, which means that if one of your parents graduated from the school you're applying to, your chances for entry are good considering you're a very good student. But barring that, the situation is that many thousands of students naively apply for admission to the Ivy League schools every year, and even if they're great students, chances are they won't get accepted, not through any fault of their own but due to the high number of applicants. Most people who get in do so by fluke, chance, or luck, call it what you will. Most of the professors at these Ivy League schools don't teach undergrads, and if they do, it's a class of several hundred in an auditorium and/or on a big screen. Graduate teaching assistants do most of the undergrad teaching. Universities with research generally only care about this over teaching undergrads because this is where they can get prestige, by publishing academic papers and coming up with new discoveries. Liberal arts schools without research are probably better for your first degree if you really want to learn something and enjoy your time. The most popular sports of the Northeast prep schools are crew and lacrosse, therefore it follows that these are the most popular sports at the Ivy League, so you might get in through that route if that's your bag. If you're a parent, don't push your kid to get accepted to one of these schools because most won't, and it means nothing in the long run. If you're a high school student who devotes all your energy into getting accepted at an Ivy League school, you're missing the whole purpose of education, to enhance your own life, not get a piece of paper that says you belong to some high-status elite crowd, and the purpose of life in general, which is to live with all the inspiration and gusto you can muster right now, not study endless hours to achieve some empty academic dream which bypasses the spiritual aesthetic exploration of life. In the end, degrees from Ivy League colleges won't guarantee a successful life. Granted, they might help you get in the door, but it always comes down to who you are as a person, and this has nothing to do with what college you went to. Your personality was formed before you ever went to school. You're either good, sociable, and polite with people such that they like you and have a good work ethic to boot, or you're not. You were born that way. You sell yourself or screw yourself with every new encounter. All that college stuff is just something young, naive people do as an entryway into the world of work, but in the end, the college you go to means almost nothing to your level of success in the real world. Enlightened people in the real world know that all colleges are basically equal, or that the smaller liberal arts ones are better because there's more personal interrelationships and more emphasis on a well-rounded education as an individual. In fact, a degree from an Ivy League school may be a hindrance because the employer might think you're an elitist snob unwilling to do the trivial work that all starters at any company do. All in all, I personally don't think most employers give a damn about what school you came from as long as you're a personable person who can do the job. What's on a piece of paper that says you got high marks at a supposed prestigious school is meaningless next to who you are in the flesh. Kipalinger.com, does it pay to go to a big-name school? Ivy League admissions. Each of the Ivy League colleges has its own admissions criteria. An SAT score standard for admission could be different at each of them. Find out your probability of getting into any of the nation's top 150 colleges at go4college.com. go4ivy.com, Probability of Admission Report. Ivy League schools play Division I athletics. The schools do not offer athletic scholarships and maintain the same academic standards for both athletes and non-athletes. Ivybound.net, Ivybound SAT Test Prep, provides private and semi-private SAT Test Prep. Backdoor to a Harvard degree or any Ivy League degree, take online courses there. FIS right. The Harvard University Extension School offers undergraduate and graduate degree programs in a variety of fields in a non-traditional format. They have a non-traditional admissions policy. What this means is that their classes are open enrollment. Anyone can register for most courses without undergoing any kind of application process. Admission to degree-granting programs is based on your performance in several classes rather than your performance on standardized tests or in prior schooling. There are no SATs, GRES, or other tests required for admission except an English proficiency test if you are not a native English speaker. There are no transcripts required. All you have to do is take 3 courses at Harvard, including a writing course, and if you pass them all with a B or better and GPA of 2.5, you will be accepted upon applying to the degree program. Most undergraduate courses there cost less than $1,000 as I write this, which is cheap, so a full 32-course undergraduate degree costs considerably less than 1 year of school in many traditional 4-year colleges. Real-life courses are offered on both weekdays and weeknights, so it's easy to schedule school around work. Many courses are available online. For the undergrad degree, only 16 credits, 4 courses, are required to be taken on campus. You can do this in the summer or during the regular academic year. Extension.harvard.edu, Extension Program.